Okay, so BTC on the weekly, let's have a look what's been going on here. Weekly grids, okay, just ignore these for a second, just focus on the green. Weekly grids, low, spike through the low. I've marked out this weekly low here, and I've also marked out the weekly high. Push into the weekly high through spikes, close back below. Next week, same thing, manipulation. Major manipulation key factors over here coming into this entire phase where there's a lot of accumulation within from the bodies or within those wicks there. Not too interested in that. Then we close back below. Next, we again remain below 17,165 and this area here. I do believe that we can actually copy and paste and go in there to add an extra layer to this, because if BTC now starts to decline into the lower end boundary, what we can say to ourselves is I have a projection on the downside to in fact give us that 16,300 target. A break of that will lead into 16, this, that and the other. Just off the bat, let's have a look at the volume weighted moving average and how price is scheming throughout this area. Break below, spike into the high. You can see here as well by crosshair action and just by simple visuals, we've come into this area, spike back below, and we are below the VWAP. This is extremely important. Daily, let me break this down. So we've had the daily high driven from this. I had that on before the pump. So this was derived from this over here. We spiked through that area, we reversed and come into some downside momentum. We come back below the weekly, super important. We had phases of accumulation within this band, okay, and you can see there that VWAP in particular. Let me just remove that one for a second. We broke out and we came back into the VWAP. Okay, then we broke through VWAP completely and stayed. The price then stayed within the lower band of VWAP, as you can see, and we've accumulated price ever so slightly, and we're now breaking back to the downside of that VWAP. But I'm not too interested in that right now. I'm going to go back to this one. That's a 6-hourly one. We have our daily here, we have a daily here, we have a day there as well, and we have daily low printed across and daily low printed across. Market's already spiked into that area, so we can clearly see areas of manipulation. You can see what's been happening on the higher time frame. What we can also see is that we are now breaking lower out of a VWAP which was placed on the 6-hour time frame from the low here, which was a low printed 1800 hours, 6 p.m. crossover from New York into Seoul, South Korea, and you can see there as well. Beautiful chart. Accumulation point before liquidity boosted and remarked price. We've came into it once, into it twice. Here we have 6-hour liquidity as well from the spike in the body, bringing it across. That's two confluences. And now we've just more or less broke through the daily. We've retested this VWAP. So there's so many layers to the chart game. It's impeccable if you can place it all together in orderly fashion. So I'm looking for the push now into the weekly, anywhere in between here. But if we do start to break, and we got targets down here and here as well. So for me, BTC on those spectrums looking beautiful right now. You can see where the spikes have came in, accumulation, sell-off, and we're looking for further sell-off into 16,270 or whatever that is right there. Let's go back to the daily. Daily's looking okay. It would have to take something drastic for the price to pull back up, but I'm just following portion by portion, step by step. Super quality.